This is part 2 of my video on the pros and cons of being a fire sign. So I've already made a part 1, and the part 1 was specifically describing what it means to be a fire sign, what the fire element brings when you're ruled by that, and that's specifically for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And I went into some of the specific personality traits that come with each of these signs. In this video, we're going to talk about what every fire sign needs to be able to thrive. Let's start with rest. Fire signs are very action-oriented. They're always in motion, and they tend to burn out as a result of that. They tend to burn out because they have a fear of missing out. They love being involved in a million different things at once. And as exciting as that is for their personality type, unfortunately, when they don't pace themselves or rest appropriately, they tend to burn out, which in the long run can make them actually ineffective with their goals. They could benefit from pacing themselves a little bit more, because the thing about fire signs is that they tend to overdo everything. So it's not just work, it's also exercise, it's also drinking coffee, it's also drinking alcohol, it's also relationships, it's finance. They don't really know they don't know what average is, how to default to what the mean is of mode of operation. So if we have a graph here and this is kind of the mean or the standard, the fire sign has never met that line. They're operating at this level at all times. And unfortunately, when they burn out here, they tend to fall below the average. So if they could learn to just kind of bring their energy level to average, not necessarily change their personality, but just pace yourself where you maybe just take on 1 or 2 projects, get those done, then take on 2 more, as opposed to juggling 4 at a time. And also, learn to rest. It's okay to take a break between those 2 projects before you move on to the other 2 projects. There's enough time for you to do all the things that you need to do, and you can do them well if you were to slow down and really focus. The other thing is being practical with your goals. A lot of times, especially Aries, because they're the visionary, they'll have the idea of something wonderful they want to do, and they'll dive into it without really taking stock of what all is required. And then once they get into the nitty-gritty of how to get it done, then they get tired because it's not as exciting. It's boring, it's not as fun, and then they lose their drive, their energy, and then they become discouraged. So we can avoid that by just slowing down, being a little less impulsive, and that goes for all of them, and thinking things through. If I do this, what are the possibilities that may come out of this? Which possibility can I handle? Is there another option that might be better that can get me to that same goal? So more slowing down and thinking things through and less action. That can actually be helpful for them in the long run.